The room was a whirlwind of pastels, balloons tied to every chair, tables scattered with pink and blue confetti, and a towering cake shaped like a teddy bear. Laughter filled the air, glasses clinked in celebration, and my wife Emily sat at the center of it all glowing. Her smile was radiant, her hand resting gently on her belly, the very picture of joy and anticipation. She had meticulously planned every detail of this baby shower, ensuring it was nothing short of perfect. And why wouldn't it be? It was a celebration of her pregnancy, of our future together. But there was a dark truth lurking beneath the surface, one that burned like a slow, unrelenting fire in my chest. I stood there, a folded piece of paper clenched tightly in my hand, my fingers digging into the edges, the weight of its contents suffocating. My heart hammered in my chest, but I kept my expression steady, masking the turmoil that roared inside me. I tapped my glass with a spoon, and the room quieted, eyes turning toward me, expectant smiles lighting up the space. To my wife, I began, lifting my champagne glass, the most beautiful, radiant woman in the world. Emily laughed softly, her eyes shining. And to the real father of this child, I added, my voice cold, slicing through the air. Silence. It hit the room like a tidal wave, thick and suffocating. Emily's smile faltered, a forced chuckle slipping from her lips. "What are you talking about, honey?" she asked, her voice faltering. I didn't say a word as I reached into my pocket, unfolding the piece of paper slowly, deliberately, the weight of its revelation pressing down on me. "I had a suspicion," I said, my voice steady. "So I did what any man in my position would do. I got a paternity test." Claire, her best friend, gasped. Her champagne glass slipped from her hand, shattering on the floor, the sound like a gunshot in the silence. Emily's face drained of color. "Jason, this isn't funny." I met her gaze, cold and unflinching. Should I read the results out loud? 6 weeks earlier, I had never been the jealous type. I never checked her phone, never questioned her nights out with friends. But something had changed. The way she avoided my gaze, the way she hesitated before answering simple questions, the way her phone was always face down. These subtle shifts started to gnaw at me. Then one night, while she slept, a message appeared on her phone. A single word. Ours. The sender's number was unknown. I didn't wake her. Instead, I sat there in the darkness, my mind spinning. I could have confronted her then, could have screamed at her to tell me the truth. But I knew better. A man doesn't go to war without gathering his weapons first. The next day, I called in a favor. A private investigator. What he found shattered me: photos, videos, late-night meetups, hotel rooms. And the man who had shattered my trust was none other than my best friend, Mark. The betrayal cut deeper than anything I could have imagined. It wasn't just that she had cheated. It was who she had chosen. The man I had trusted with my secrets, my loyalty, my friendship. I wanted to rage, to destroy something, but I forced myself to wait. Revenge, after all, is best served cold. I ordered the paternity test without her knowledge, and when the results arrived, I opened them alone. 0% probability of paternity. My world should have shattered. Instead, it hardened. I knew exactly what I had to do. Emily had insisted on a grand baby shower, a celebration of our love. The irony was almost poetic. I played my role to perfection. I smiled, kissed her cheek, even helped hang the decorations. I let her think everything was fine. But beneath the surface, I was sharpening my knife. I made sure Mark was there. I needed him to witness his world burning down. I needed both of them to know that I had known. Now back to the present. The silence in the room was unbearable. People looked back and forth between me and Emily, confusion and dread filling their eyes. "Jason," Emily whispered, her voice trembling. I held up the test results for everyone to see. "This baby isn't mine." Gasps rippled through the crowd. Her father, a proud, traditional man, stiffened in his seat. Her mother covered her mouth in horror. Mark, seated near the back, had gone rigid. I turned my gaze to him. "Anything you want to say, buddy?" His face drained of color, his mouth opening and closing in silence. "Save it," I said, exhaling slowly, turning back to Emily. "How long?" Tears welled in her eyes. "Jason, please, we can talk about this later." "No," I said, my voice steady, unwavering. "Now. In front of everyone." Her lips trembled. I made a mistake." I let out a hollow, sharp laugh. A mistake? A mistake is forgetting an anniversary. This was calculated. I turned to the crowd. I want you all to understand something. I stood by this woman. I built a life with her. And she looked me in the eyes every day, knowing this wasn't my child. She let me rub her stomach, whispered to a baby that isn't mine. She planned this shower, knowing it was built on a lie. A choked sob escaped her throat. And Mark, I continued, my voice cutting through the air. My best friend, the godfather to my future children. I scoffed. You sat in my house, drank my beer, looked me in the eye, all while sleeping with my wife. He had no defense. No words. Only silence. I exhaled, stepping back. You two deserve each other. Then I reached into my pocket and pulled out a neatly folded stack of divorce papers already signed. You'll be served in the morning. Emily let out a strangled gasp. Jason, please. I ignored her. Turning to the crowd, I lifted my glass once more. To freedom. Without another word, I walked out of the room. The night air was crisp, a sharp contrast to the suffocating warmth of the room I had just left behind. My heart should have felt heavy, but instead, I felt a lightness I hadn't known in months. She had betrayed me. He had betrayed me, but I had taken my power back. As I walked toward my car, my phone buzzed. It was a message from an unknown number. I'm so sorry. I stared at it for a long moment, my fingers hovering over the screen. Then I deleted it. Some things don't deserve a reply. With one final glance at the glowing house behind me, I got into my car and drove away. And for the first time in weeks, I smiled.